Hey everybody, it's Marco Amaya, and today I'm talking about a very important subject that's plaguing our society, and it's the divide between certain black people and white people, and the idea of black reparations for what happened to black people over 150 years ago. Now, this is something that's absolutely ridiculous because if you're one of these black people that believe this propaganda of getting black reparations, you want white people to pay to you, and you were not enslaved. You were back in your ancestors that you didn't even meet were the ones that were enslaved. And the people today that you're going to try to make them pay for black reparations are white people that are not even connected to slavery. It was 2% of white people back then that had slaves. Much less now, after all the immigration from different countries from Europe, different types of white people. And now you're going to get white people to pay for it? You ever think it through and think that, hey, the money is going to come from somewhere. It's going to come from the government. You know where the government gets their money? From taxes, from black people. So you're going to get black people to pay reparations for black people. Now that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense. Just like everything else from the left. Just makes so much logical sense. I just love it. I just love it. But do you realize how the left oppresses you with these ideas? Do you realize how they divide people with these ideas? Do you realize how they're trying to stir up hatred between races all the time? Like CNN and all these mainstream fake news media corporations that are constantly promoting the idea that it's white supremacy ruling over you, it's rising, it's taking control of this country, and you're being oppressed by it. Now you need free money from white people because you're weak. See, that's the way they want to make you feel, a victim, that you're so weak you can't even make your own money. You have to ask for free money from white people. You see how they control you and they try to make you feel worse? Because once you get these reparations, now you feel even more oppressed because you feel like a dog going to your master trying to ask for money, a handout, not like a real man that makes their own money and a real woman that makes their own money. Do you see how the mind control works? Do you see how they oppress you with their lies and their ideas of division and how they're trying to separate society? Oh, it's the white cult over here trying to control your life because your skin color. Yeah, meanwhile, most white people are just trying to live their life, trying to work hard to pay to get their groceries so they can pay their bills, so they can raise their children, so they can protect their children. They can care less about oppressing black people. There's no need for that. What's the point of it? That's ridiculous. See, a lot of people are just working hard, Americans that don't believe this propaganda. I'm reaching out to those people that are still stuck in that leftist mentality of victimization and the ideas that you can't rise up. You see, you realize that there's white people that are very caring towards black people. And there's black people that are very caring towards white people. You see, the nature of reality is that people love each other in general. But they want to focus on the one thing that is going to make you think that it's all wrong. Oh, the white cops are killing the black people. The white cops are killing the black people. See, they don't show you other things because they have a purpose of showing you that. They want you to hate white people. But it's a very small percentage of white cops that are actually doing that, okay? Killing black people. And so out of those cases, they even lie about those cases, and sometimes those killings are justified because the black people are endangering the life of the cop, and the cop has to defend himself. But even if it's unjustified, they don't show you the other side of the story of black people killing white people unjustly. They don't show you the black people killing black people unjustly, which is an epidemic. So, that's incredible to me. That they're able to control your mind just because they show you one side of the story and you don't have access to the other side of the story because you think that it doesn't exist because they're not showing it to you. See, why don't we just stop obeying the orders of the mainstream media that is lying to everybody every day, every second? Why do we listen to them? It doesn't make sense. See, I'm someone that is completely uninfluenced by the leftist mainstream cult media. This is what it sounds like when someone isn't brainwashed by Democrats. Because, you see, if They want you to be oppressed because then you're going to go bow down to the Democrats and they can control you politically because you think they're the ones that are going to save you from oppression. When they're the ones creating the oppression in your mind so they can manipulate you and they can point a finger to everyone else and saying they're racist, white supremacists. They're racists. Yeah, I'm such a racist that apparently I love black people, that I care about black people. How does that make any sense? I'm trying to raise black people up and realize you don't need to feel oppressed anymore. You don't have to believe these lies because we're all in this together. See, they don't want to show you the other problems in every race because they don't want you to understand we're one people sharing problems that we have to solve together, that we have to rise up together and build a country together. I'm the opposite of a racist. The racists are the ones saying, oh, white people are pieces of crap. White people are oppressing black people. Those are the racists. Because they're generalizing white people, and then the white people that are weak are the ones that are bowing down to white guilt and thinking that they have to pay for these reparations when they had nothing to do with it. They had nothing to do with those things. So it makes no sense that this is going on because it's all lies and manipulation. And the way they control the narrative is by banning people that have a different narrative that is the truth about what's going on. They ban those people off of the social media sites, off of Facebook, off of Twitter, off of Instagram. Then they can control your mind. They love it because then they can be like, oh, now finally we can have our own narrative that's unchallenged. So we can tell you how white people are oppressing you and no one's going to question it. You're just going to believe it so you can continue the division in society that they want to create. But really, the truth will get out anyway. Because the more they try to hide it, the more people want to see it. The more people want to see this. And I'll celebrate the day that I get banned, if I get banned. I'll celebrate it because that's what happens when you tell the truth, when you start fighting back against lies and trying to say that they can control your speech. Okay? So, it's funny to me because the real oppressors are the leftist Democrats, right, that are oppressing black people with their lies, saying that they're oppressed and victimized and they can never rise up or do anything with their life because they're black. So they have to have reparations. They have to have something to try to fix their situation. There's inferiority. I mean, don't you realize that that's just ridiculous? I mean, how even when you get these reparations, you're going to be like, this is not enough, right? That's what's going to happen. This is not enough. It's not enough money for my reparations. I'm oppressed because they're not giving me enough. See, it's never ending. It's a never ending cycle of oppression and victimization because it's a mentality. It's a mentality that it's never enough. When you're already a fixed man, you're already good. You're already a child of God. You don't need the Democrats to try to give you salvation. They will never give you salvation. Never. That's why that's why leftists have always been a failure throughout society. Hitler was a leftist. That was the National Socialist German Workers' Party. That's what Nazis stands for. That's a short for National Socialist German Workers' Party. They worship the government. They worship the government just like the Democrats of today worship the government to control everything. They were a failure. Venezuela is leftist. They're a failure. They destroy people's lives. They make people starve to death. It always causes death. And so that's my message today, is to stop worshiping these lies and dividing people. Because there's people out there like Louis Farrakhan, different leaders in the black community that are leading black people to absolute just permanent damage to their minds because they're saying white people are cult trying to oppress you. Well then, if that's true, then why is there a white people in a trailer park? Why is there homeless white people? Why is that happening if the white people are apparently in a cult to oppress black people? That doesn't exist. That's why is there a Michael Jordan? Why is there a Jay-Z? They all make tons of money. What about Snoop Dogg? What about Obama being voted in by a lot of frickin' white people? Lots. So the president of the United States is going to be black, but you still think you're oppressed? Wow, you're easily gullible. You're super gullible if you believe that. Because then they can teach, if they can tell you that you're oppressed by white people, and even though we had a black president, that means you can believe anything. So that's my message today, and I want people to realize that we need to get together. That's the solution. Stop trying to blame each other for things, and blame is history. It was wrong. It's over. Don't bring it back up to try to make it seem like people of today are responsible. They're not. They're not responsible at all. It's the past. It didn't even happen to you. It didn't even happen to you. It's like my telling you, oh, your grandfather, your great grandfather robbed my family in the past with ancestors I didn't even meet, but you're guilty because you're a descendant. So now you have to pay me money. So give me my money right now. Give me my money. Give me my reparations right now. That's how you look when you ask for reparations. You look like a lunatic. So, see you guys next time.